Love is God. Live in love. Live in love. Live in love.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Welcome to Oh My Sai. Here's an episode from the life of my father. It was in the year 1992. My father was in Prasanthi Nilayam. He was serving in the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning Administrative Office. He was a diabetic, which was under control, regulated. But sometimes, as everyone knows, there'll be flip-flop, there'll be slightly increase or decrease. One fine day in December, the sugar level shot up suddenly in the evening, late evening. And at the same time, he started having severe diarrhea. The two opposing conditions. It was mild in the beginning. He has had like this in the past. So we waited through the night. It was getting worse. In the morning, it was so bad. He had so severely dehydrated that his whole face, the body had shrunk, particularly the face. Naturally, we were alarmed. I went to Mandir. During darshan, I could inform Swami, pray to Swami and inform. And then, meantime, we also took him to the general hospital. The chief doctor had a look at him. He immediately checked his sugar level. It was more than 600. He was so shocked that he double-checked. It was more than 600. The PP level was so low, it was below 50/30. It was not getting recorded by the instruments. So immediately he was put on stimulants. He also had severe diarrhea. All our opposing conditions, he had to be given immediate rush of saline, but he had to be given only drop by drop. So his condition was precarious all through the morning and afternoon. In those days, Swami used to come for darshan between 2 and 2:30. I told the chief doctor, sir, please give me your official diagnosis. I can go and convey this to Swami and pray to him. He said, tell Swami that I told that father will not survive the night. So I went and sat, and Swami came straight to me. He saw me seated in the front. He came to me and asked what happened. Yes, that's what was in my mind. With this preparation, I went. This was in my mind. And what in reality happened was, I sat right in the front. He came near me, but he never gave me a signal to ask. It was very clear that he didn't want me to talk. He avoided me. First, he got a big batch, more than 50 people, big batch of devotees for interview. I waited. Then he called a batch of students, took them for interview. I waited. Then he spoke to a group of students. I waited. 4 batches of people, students and devotees, he met, and Swami was talking to them. All the activities around me, people milling around me, and I'm right close at the lotus feet of Swami, but I'm not able to say what I wanted. Before coming, my brother and my brother and my mother had clearly told, we will not ask Swami. You convey to Swami and pray for whatever Swami blesses us with. Naturally, being attached to Father, we wanted Swami to cure him so that he recovers and continues serving Swami. And then through 2 hours, I waited there. At 5 o'clock, the Bhajans started. In those days, the timing was 5 to 5:30. At 5 o'clock, Bhajans started. Swami went from the interview room directly to the Bhajan hall. I got a position where I could face Swami's throne from outside. And I was seated facing him directly. Swami went and sat. He turned his face towards me, but he did not look at me. His eyes went up. He was staring into space, but in my direction, straight up, with a very, very grim face. I still remember, I can picture eyes before my eyes. I was wondering what's happening. 1 bhajan over, 2 bhajans over. Then suddenly, it was as if I was stripped away of something, a huge burden getting unburdened, huge burden lifting off. I felt so light. I thought I should not pray. I should not ask for anything. And that was an OMS moment for me. I realized that prayer is not always asking. It's not always requesting. Even acceptance is a prayer. So with my folded arms, I prayed inside. Swami, Mother and I, we wish to pray to you that I be given a chance to convey my father's situation physically. We want that satisfaction. After that, whether he lives or whether he leaves, it is your decision. We will not ask anything. Swami, just give me this opportunity to tell this to you directly, this much. I had planned rehearsed 2-3 sentences. The moment I said this, his eyes came down. He looked at me. His eyes came down. He also came down. He started walking towards me. So I was totally keyed up, waiting to convey, about to kneel down. But quickly, he turned left, went into the room. Oh, one more test. I waited. I felt that Swami just testing me. I waited. I was totally calm. He didn't close the interview room door. He walked in. He went into the inner room. I saw him taking out vibhuti packets. I could see all that from where I was seated. He put vibhuti packets into an envelope. I could see all that. Then he came straight to me now. Now he came to me. I knew that he's going to talk to me. And I was, whatever I had to tell, I was ready. And as I had prayed in this part, at the last part, he came to me and smilingly asked, in a very pleasant face, he asked, "Hey Mahindi, what happened?" So I told Swami, father's condition like this is a condition, this, that, from morning. And he asked the most relevant question he asked, what's a BP? He asked. By the time I had got update from the hospital, it was 90/70. I told that so. 90/70, what's your father's age? Swami, 74. Normal. 90/70 is normal at this age. No, the divine doctor is telling, so no other wisdom will come before that. Any other medical wisdom, clinical wisdom. I said, yes, Swami. I kept quiet. Then he put that vibhuti cover in my pocket and then told me, don't worry, father will be all right. I'll come and see him tomorrow. I'm not sure about the word tomorrow. I'll come and see him in the hospital. That much I'm sure. That's it. I wanted to get up and run. And the moment I got an opportunity, I got up, went to the hospital, conveyed to everybody, including the doctors. The entire hospital was agog because for quite a few months, Swami had not come to hospital. Now Swami is coming, visiting. So everyone wanted to partake of that blessing. We all assumed, it appeared logical that next morning after Bhajans, Swami will come. So I was given the pleasant task. You don't worry about your father. You just sit in mandir. Anytime Swami gets into the car, you come running and inform we'll be ready. We'll keep everything ready. So Bhajans got over. After Swami had his lunch, he came out. He got into the car. I ran quickly. I should reach before Swami reaching there. Everyone was set. All were ready. There were no phones that time. No cell phones that time, in that period. So Swami's car came. We are watching at the gate. Swami's car passed by. He didn't come inside. He went to Super Hospital, we heard. He came back. He passed by. I ran to Mandir. I thought at least I'll say something. Swami will tell me something. He came, didn't see me, or just glanced at me. He went up. I came back to hospital, not disappointed. Well, it was our mistake to expect Swami to come. He'll come some other time. There was no, because that Swami had spoken, our prayer was answered, there was no tension or worry now. Came back to the hospital, the chief doctor told me, Subramanian, do you know what happened? The time when Swami passed by, your father's BP is normal from that time. It touched 110/76. That was Swami's coming. He came in a way. Right. Then we thought he'll come in the evening. My task continued, sit during the darshan. Next day I sat. Next day, Swami came. Not the next day, not the next day, not the next day. He came on the 4th day. Meantime, what was happening? This we came to know later when he came on the 4th day. After Swami came and visited, he did come. But meantime, what had happened? The next day, a primary school student who had a very severe fever which could not be diagnosed, he was admitted in the hospital. The next day after that, a senior institute student from the senior hostel was admitted. He was involved in a sports meet practice. It was the month of December. He fell from a great height. He broke one of his thighs. He was admitted. And on the 3rd day, the next day, Swami's sister Venkamma Garu, she was admitted with a heart condition. She had a chest pain. She was admitted. 3 people on the next 3 days. On the 4th day, Swami came. We visited all of them. That was the next lesson, the next OMS moment for me. That Swami is not exclusively for you. not for one individual. When he says something, he means much more. His view or his attention or his coverage is much wider than we think in a narrow manner. He came, visited his sister, he visited the two boys, he came to my father's room, and there he came. It was a OMS movement, not only for me, it was also for my father, for my mother, for my family members, and for all the doctors and the staff would assemble briefly to partake of Swami's blessings, to have the darshan. They had to quickly come and they had to quickly leave, but they came. Swami looked at everyone, 360-degree sweep. From the left he started, swept through and finished. Then he went to father. What Rahim Ramanathan, Enna Achi Vanaka, he spoke in Tamil. He spoke to my father. Then he said, don't worry. He created Vibhuti and gave him. He said, Swami, Pad Namaskar. He is lying flat on the bed at about 4 feet height. Swami lovingly gave both his arms together like this, Chesko. And he did Hasta Namaskar. He did that. And Swami made all of us happy. This was the episode that took place. And as a sequel, after 2 days, my father recovered. He was back. He lived for many years after that. It was such a loving grace bestowed on our family. But along with that grace, along with the precious moments that he gave, happiness that he gave, Swami also taught us a few lessons. The one was that the prayer does not always mean asking. Prayer is also acceptance. Prayer is conveying that acceptance. That is what I felt, and that's what I did. And Swami immediately at that moment, the moment I said, Swami, I just want to tell you, I don't want to ask you anything, he immediately answered that prayer. That is one thing. And the second one was, later I came to know after Swami left the hospital, I slowly talking to the nursing staff and others, that Swami had visited others in the previous 3 days, they've come and joined. So Swami his plans are much more elaborate. He's a great Sutradhari. He spins and joins many lives together. One act of his has an implication to not just one, but to many. But should I say that just for all the other three to assemble, he delayed? No, there was no delay. All through those 3 days, my father's condition was tremendously improving. He was getting closer to normal. And before Swami came, yes, the second day after Swami's expected visit, he started having solid food. He could even sit up on the bed. He started having normal motions. The diarrhea stopped. He was on the path to recovery. And 2 days after that, he was discharged from the hospital in perfect condition. So this is the episode that I got an opportunity to convey to all of you. Sai Ram. Thank you.